Yep.
All right, what's going on, guys? Monk Nation and Monk Nation. We got two Monk Nations in here, but Pope Leo, Killa Cam, and we got Big Ben.
Yes,
Big Ben,
sir.
his
Big Ben.
username is that as well. So Ben, you've been with us for a few months now, joining Monk Nation, and you've came quite a long ways, bro. Super proud of you. Going through the competition prep right now as well. Talking about competition prep, how many weeks out are you?
Dude, I'm currently 18, about to be 18, almost 17 weeks out.
Awesome. So, have you ever competed before?
No, this is the first show.
First time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, bro, going back into the roots of everything, what made you want to join the team Monk Nation?
Yeah, so I wanted to join MonkNation because not only was I getting super, super strong into my faith, I wanted to be around like-minded individuals when it came to that whole faith base, but also on the fitness side as well. I wanted to have that knowledge factor there, but also have the faith side that way. So it's more like a brotherhood rather than like not only just a leadership group, but it's a brotherhood at the same time. So it's where we can pick each other up. We can focus on what we need to focus on, get the tough shit done, and move forward all together and grow as one whole unit.
And
That's exactly.
Ben, talking about faith-based, bro, what made you think, or what did we say to you that made you think that we were faith-based?
Well, the name itself, MonkNation, it kind of stands out. What you guys told me and what I understood as well was that you live the life as a monk. You try to cut out sin. You try to live as perfect as humanly possible without being 100% perfect. Because obviously we're not all going to be 100% perfect because we're human. God doesn't expect that. So
definitely. Yep. And we all have our stories. Cam has his story. I have my story of why we pursued fitness and why we've catered it through God as well. So I think that's a very big point that you bring across also.
But Leo, not to cut you off, but I think we need to go a little bit more into that right there, what it means to be a monk. Because he been harped on it a little bit. But when you talk about adversity, okay, and Ben, he's been a member of the team for about 3 months. He's been an active member of the team. But have you faced, what adversities have you faced, if any, for the last 3 months? Because we have a lot of people that we have conversations with that have a lot. This is the first time that they're having conversations with people and take advantages of opportunity. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that you didn't know were going to happen after, electing to join the squad. Share, go into whatever you want to share with any type of adversity that you've had to face and endure, since joining the team.
Yeah.
Have you had any adversity?
I've definitely had some adversity, and that just comes along with growth, and just wanting to be better. You're gonna face adversity. So of course, I'm getting on my dogs and barking. It's gracious.
We don't hear him. You're good.
Yeah, but it's late, so sorry. They're back in. Okay. Yeah. So yes, of course, I've faced a good amount of adversity. Diversity. Sorry, diversity in Monk Nation, but not just because of Monk Nation, just everyday life battles as well. Starting off, I was kind of hesitant about it just because of the funds and whatnot. So I put it all in God's hands, trusted in what He said, and believed in this group, and really ran with exactly what they told me to do. So it started off actually pretty on par. I started gaining that motivation to go out there and get clients, really put myself out there, kind of overextend, build my confidence in myself and my programming for coaching. And the adversity that I faced with that is I've had some clients that have they just aren't very active per se, or it wasn't exactly what they wanted to do. So I had to kind of work around that to see exactly what fit their needs and kind of ask questions about it, and make sure that I'm not messing myself up and I'm not messing them up. So the adversity was I came up with a contract to be able to make sure that we both were secure on the ends of that coaching. And I talked to members of the MonkNation group to be able to help me out with that, thankfully. So shout out to them. And then a little more adversity is on my end. I've had to face a divorce, unfortunately, at the ripe age of 23. I've going through going through a divorce, unfortunately. So, but all that means is that I learned, and I'm going to grow from this, and it's going to make me better. So I'm not taking it as a negative impact. It's gave me a light to be able to put my full effort into this competition prep and go in and just absolutely destroy the competition at this bodybuilding show that we're coming into.
Yeah. And what I like to say, Ben, I mean, thanks for sharing that, bro, because I know that's a really big thing in your life right now. I like to say everything happens for a reason, you know, and it's like you look at these things like when something big and bad happens like that, and then you say everything happens for a reason. It's like, why would this happen though? You know, but you don't really understand why it happens until a little bit later. Whether it's a month later, whether it's 6 months later, whether it's a year later, you will figure out why that happened in your life, and you will be able to come out stronger on the other side. It's very cliche, but it's very true. And unless you actually go through that experience, you have no idea.
Yeah, amen to that. And I will say something that I strive in and live by is let go and let God. You let go and let God, you let him live. You start living for him and not yourself. Everything becomes real.
100%.
So you're 18 going on 17 weeks out, Ben.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're doing the macros. We're learning a lot about bodybuilding and how to prep like a bodybuilder. What would you say to everybody else that either has the goal to compete, that may have competed, but they're looking to continue to level up as an athlete and competitor in the sport? What would you say to them? Because I said to you day one when we committed to this show and we looked at the show and we committed and we said, these are the parameters. I said, there's going to be a day that comes that you're going to face adversity. It's going to be unprecedented. It's going to be unpredictable, right? What would you tell to the fellow battle buddy that's in pursuit of the same thing, and that's to compete and take it seriously and compete in a show? What would you say to a fellow competitor that, you know, either they've experienced that, they're going to experience that, but how do you keep, I mean, letting God is ultimately the right answer, but when it comes to the tangibles, the sticking to the fasted cardio, the not, wavering and binging on the diet, like when that unprecedented adversity happens, how do you stay focused and how do you stay dialed and how do you actually stay sticking to the playbook?
Yeah. So when the stuff,
what is your coping mechanisms?
Yeah, when the stuff hits the fan and it actually gets real and it hits you 100%, something that I've always told myself is you got to get out of your own head. Your own head and your own thoughts are totally going to kill your motivation and your discipline factor. Once you get out of your own head, the discipline just becomes natural. You start following in line. You got to remember your why at the end of the day. Why are you doing this? Why did you want to do this at the very start? Why are you wanting to continue to do this? What is the end goal here? Once you remember all those things and you put those all in line correctly, it just becomes easy. There's no reason to go out there and want to cheat. There's no reason to go out there and want to be off diet, not come in dialed into your first show. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that motivation to keep pushing forward, even through the hardest times. Because at the end of the day, all it's going to do is help you grow and push past failure. And what did Arnold say? Push past failure. And Ronnie Coleman, right? There ain't nothing to do to it but to do it, baby. Ain't
nothing but a peanut.
I mean, I hope you guys are taking notes at home, or the people that are watching this, because this is this is all happening in real time. We like to say, like, a lot of the learning curve is taking the calculated risk. Like Ben said, there was a lot of uncertainty. But it seems like 3 months in, a lot of things that he didn't plan on, and he's built the structure and the discipline around himself to really be prepared to face life's curveballs, as cliche as it sounds. Yeah.
Ben, real quick, bro, because I know you're 16, 17 weeks out, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, bro, I mean, how has MonkNation helped you in terms of whether it's nutrition, whether it's training, whether it's posing? Because I know a lot of the guys on the team have talked to you a little bit as well about all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, for one, I want to shout out Cam with his excellent coaching in the macros and actually checking in on me, seeing how my mental health's going, how my physical health is going.
Firsthand
Um,
experience. Cam's one of the
yes,
best.
yes, 100%. There's a reason why he is the IFBB Pro. There's a
Yep.
reason for that, and it shows in his coaching as well, which I am truly blessed to be able to have a great coach like Cam. So shout out to Cam. I also want to shout out Leo. He also checks in with me even on his brutal prep that he went through in order to hit his stage as well. But there's no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't have my back, right? Like MonkNation, no matter what I'm going through, like they're gonna have your back. There's always people in the group checking up on each other, making sure they're good. Like Brendan, dude, text me every day, dude, checking up on me, making sure I'm good, sending me videos to motivate me. Look at, dude, I'm getting bigger. What's going on here? Sending me gym memes, making me laugh. Like just those little things is like a true blessing from God to be able to have those brothers around you that are like-minded and willing to help you push past limits that you think are limited for yourself, but in reality, you can push past to be able to break through. Now, Brennan, I want to give a huge, huge shout out to Brennan. He's been helping me with my posing, making me feel much more comfortable, motivating me, telling me what my strengths are. So when I get on stage, and just overall making me feel much better about coming into this bodybuilding show for my very first time on stage.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know Brendan Jenkins, Big Daddy Jenks, one of the biggest
Oh, yeah.
amateurs I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Based out of the city of Chicago, soon to be open bodybuilding IFBB Pro.
Oh yeah.
Ben, another question that came up as you were sharing.
Mhm.
You know, did you, before joining this community, this family, you
Yeah.
know, I know it's a lot of it is online based, but when you say, did you have, what is the type of access? Because I think people don't really understand the association. Elaborate more on, you know, what you didn't have access to that you were wanting before, if anything. You know, what did that community do? What does that do? Because I know a lot of people in the industry, including myself, including Leo, we get into this and we're isolated and it's a lot of selfishness and we're trying to do everything. What happens when you actually have access to a community?
Yeah, so when
What
you
does that do?
actually have access to a community, it separates from a solo person and from a family. So the family is obviously going to be stronger. They're going to have each other's back. The solo person is going to fail and become exactly what that is a failure, right? So if you have that group surrounding you, which is what MonkNation is for me, there's no there's no way in hell that I could possibly fail. There's no way. And I just won't do it because not only do my brothers motivate me in this group, but I also want to motivate them and push them harder and make them proud, right? So there's no way that I would quit. That's my drive for this is
Yeah.
motivating people, making them proud, putting in everyone that's put in time and effort through this bodybuilding show. I'm not coming in here to get second place. Okay. That's not what we're doing. Right, Cam? That's not what we're doing. We're not coming in here for that.
And Ben,
So
like what you said
Cam, hold
earlier,
on, see,
bro.
8:30.
It's like being stuck in your own head.
yeah.
You know, you're your worst critic. But I wanted to touch on something real quick, Ben. You were saying that you've been having problems, you know, with clients and everything like that. That's a good thing though, bro, because it's like you didn't have those problems before because you
No.
didn't have any clients.
No, I didn't have any clients at all. And now I have six signed paid clients, which I'm truly blessed for. Way over my profit margin. Not that that matters because I'm in it to help people, but that is also I also eventually want this as a full-time gig. I want to make this my livelihood. I want this to just be my center of my attention, right? I want to be able to.
Do you think you're on track to doing that with the progress and development? Again, I'm piggybacking off of what you said. You said you joined this team cold-heartedly because you wanted access to a brotherhood. We just confirmed. You just said it feels like you're a part of a brotherhood. Secondly, you said, what did you just say? 6 clients. You started
Yeah.
off by having 0 problems to deal with clients. And now you have 6 clients. Talk to us about, because a lot of people, the apprehension is, I want to get started, but I just don't know what to do or how to get it set up. And I've never done it before. I mean, talk to the people that, like you, that had never done it, that had their reservations, that hadn't really been in a position like that to where you were that entrepreneur, right? Going from the thought process of your 9 to 5 and now building something on the side. A lot of people want to be in that position. They just don't have the tools. Explain what type of guidance. I mean, how was that course of action? Because a lot of people like to hear firsthand, okay, how did that happen? You know, how did that happen? How did you get 6 clients in 3 months? How did you break, Mark? How did you exceed your expectations with that, the coaching?
Yeah. So one of the huge things I will owe it to is the mastermind calls that I had with Cam and Leo throughout the weeks. They do these calls where they call the people, they talk to them, they get to know how they're feeling mentally, they motivate them, they push them to go harder, they continue to keep wanting them to be better. And that made me want to be better by just having those calls. They hyped me up, they got me motivated, wanted me to go out there and actually make a difference in myself and take the chance on myself. Because for the people out there that are scared or are afraid, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're afraid and you're scared and you're not willing to take a chance on yourself, you're going to fail. Take the chance on yourself. Mm-hmm. Just take the chance. You got nothing to lose. And with this group, I took the chance and they gave me exactly what I needed. They showed me how to talk to people, what to post, social media. I knew nothing about social media before I came into this thing. I was just shit posting, right? Pardon my French, but I was just shit posting. So
how long did me and Leo, how many conversations did you have with me exclusively, Leo exclusively, me and Leo collectively? How long were we willing to answer questions before we were like, either you're going to do it or you're not? Like, how long were we willing to go with you? Because I think people are like, that have never entertained a conversation with people that are actually trying to help them get in business for themselves in an industry that they're passionate about. There's a lot of people out there, and this is why we're doing this, to show the realness of what MonkNation stands for. But you're talking about mastermind calls. You're talking about the mentorship that comes with that. If a person, like you say, trusts the process, does it now? I mean, really be honest. If you did that in 3 months, and we're going to touch basis with you in the next 3 months, so we're literally going to set a quarterly goal right fucking now. If you did what you did in 3 months, and in the next 3 months, you're also going to be competing in your first bodybuilding competition. But where is your expectation now that you've kind of really immersed yourself in the resources and the association and the value and everything, the community, the brotherhood? Where, based off of where you're at now, and I know we don't like putting caps on anything, what is your intention for your show? What is your intention for your coaching business? What is your intention? You said, this is eventually what you want to do full time. Have you sat down? Because we haven't talked about that yet at a mastermind call. Talk to me about what's your trajectory for the next 90 days now that you've seen what you can do, in this environment. You can thrive. What do you expect for yourself in the next 3 months?
Yeah, what I expect for myself is nothing short of greatness, right? So I hold myself to a very high standard. That's why I'm so motivated, why I have the discipline that I have. And that's because I see the people around me, right? Like Cam, for example. Bro's an IFBB Pro. Like, naturally. Like, what the hell? Like, why would you not want that? Leo is a freaking monster in men's physique. Like, that motivated me, right? So not only just the people around me motivating me, but when it came, what my goals are coming into it, I want to double my clientele that I did just in the 3 months alone, because now I know how to talk to people. I know what to do. I know what to be posting. Social media is taking off, dude. I've gained just alone today, not that it matters, but I've gained 100 followers just today alone, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
It's like,
how many times was your account banned in the last 3 months?
Two times. I had an account that had about $1,000, and this account that I just started probably 45 days ago, if counting, is almost at 600. So
and
content's
you gained 100
growing.
Followers just today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and content's
something's
growing.
Working.
They're
working.
They're loving the look that's coming to stage. They're not ready for that 12 week. Just wait. I'm telling you, 12 week is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But like I said, my goals 3 months in, once we hit this show phase, like I told you, I'm not showing up for second place. We're taking that overall, baby. We're taking that overall.
There
Yes,
you have it,
sir.
folks. I mean,
And Ben, real quick, bro,
Pavlov.
talking about the content creation, I know that you've been posting every day. You're very religious with it.
Yes.
And I know you've been following the roadmap and everything as well as in terms of the roadmap for content creation.
Yep.
How has that made it, I guess, easier for you to grow your page, even though it's got shut down twice?
Yeah.
For you to build more of a connection base, like an authority online, because I know obviously you have 6 clients now, and a lot of them came from that type of content creation that they see. So I mean, how has that been helping you post religiously and helped you with your clients and everything like that too?
Yeah, that the roadmap was huge because, like I said, coming into it, I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't know what to be posting, what times, hashtag, anything like that. The stuff that's like super important, or like the hooks to be using for certain videos to be able to get it up reach to more clientele and viewers and everything like that to grow the page. And so it showed me, and I'm able to now critique my content to a certain extent to know exactly if I post this, it's going to go viral. If I post this, it's going to get views. It's going to gain the traction that I want it to. I'm going to grow off
And here's
of it.
the thing, folks, not to cut Ben off, but his show, where's your show?
Colorado, baby.
Year? Colorado. We're going to be traveling, documenting that. What you think that's going to do for your social media?
Oh.
When are you coming to Vegas? Or when are you plan on traveling? We're either going to take a trip, or we're going to probably take a trip to Japan. Cat's out of the bag. But you're going to go to Japan.
I'm for it.
We're going
Cat's out of the bag.
Let's get it.
In Japan, eating sushi.
Oh yeah.
Real fucking sushi.
All you can eat.
And you know, this is about opportunity. We're not taking. I mean, these are people who are showing up to practice every day. They call me Killa Cam, Coach Cam for a reason. I am the fucking expert. I am a fucking IFBB. We're talking to Ben because you hear what he's done in the last 3 months. It's what everybody else that's listening to this shit wants to fucking do. And that's to pour into what they're passionate about and what their dreams are. And look at, like Ben said, let God work when he actually sees you working towards what it is that's fulfilling your heart. So, I mean, a divorce, he's not missing a beat. He's actually doubling down, which is crazy. A lot of guys, they would be quitting. They would be throwing in the towel. He actually fucking doubled down. All right. A lot of people, 3 times in 3 months, your account's being banned. Are you kidding me? I'm going to a different industry. I'm going to a different platform. Fuck Instagram. Right?
And
we can put that on there.
So kind of just wrapping it up, bro, where you are now versus where you were before MonkNation, before joining the team, are you proud of where you are physically, mentally, financially?
Oh, 100%. I'm so much more happier and I feel so much more confident with myself. Like I told Cam when he called me the other day and we were going into this show, how many weeks we're out, what we're looking like. I was like, dude, I've never looked as crazy as I am right now. And I told him I'm so hyped to see what we're going to look like 12 weeks out, because I know that's when it starts really getting real. Like, really getting real. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's just been nuts to be able to see that transformation from what I look like. Because I've been skinny, I've been fat, and to see what I look like now going into the bodybuilding era, like it's insane to like witness.
Do you feel like MonkNation or the team changed the direction that you were going, or do you feel like it helped you in the direction that you wanted to go?
Oh, 100%. I think it definitely changed the direction I was going, because I was just going to put everything into my actual job, and not leave any time. Wasn't really going to do anything with the coaching. I was just going to coach my friends for free. I was just going to, kind of lollygag on it. And then I was always just in the back of my mind that I wanted to compete for a bodybuilding show, but I didn't want to take the time to be able to do it. And then I got into this group and I saw people who they're keep competing. They got full-time jobs. They got this, they got that, they got this. What excuse do I have to not do this?
Yeah.
That's what changed my mind.
Solid, bro. Solid. Ben, I feel like that's a great place to stop.
It can't get better than that, folks.
Yeah.
That's the shit that you just can't make up.
Yep.
Put that in. That's a shit, folks. You just can't make up. We couldn't make it up even if we fucking tried. Ben is the kickoff. We've got 30 other people to introduce you to on this team, all right, that have very unique stories just like Ben. Get amped, because now you're going to see where's Sean Collins at now. Just like you're saying, where's these other guys that you've seen introduce themselves as members of the team. So we're going to start to highlight a lot of these guys that are seeing a lot of success, that are thriving. And, Ben, you just set a lot of goals for the next 90 days. I only expect nothing less than success, buddy. I only expect nothing less than success.
We're coming in to execute and kill. Let's go.